So 1 year ago, I bought some stuff and I want to talk about it again. Something that I really like to focus on my channel is loving my makeup collection as it currently is. And this video series is part of that process. I really like to reflect on things that I bought some time ago to see how I feel about them today. Are they still in my makeup collection? Did I declutter it? What happened to that piece of makeup? If I did declutter it, like why did I declutter it? This is all in an effort for me to learn more about my spending habits. I used to overspend on makeup, and I am just trying to really make sure that what I'm buying makes sense for me to buy. Looking at past purchases and thinking about them helps me learn more about myself and what I actually do enjoy, so that whenever I do make a purchase, I'm making a good purchase or the best purchase I can. That's always what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make good purchases when I'm buying makeup. So watching reviews or, waiting for something to be out for a bit of time. Obviously, for me, as someone who's on YouTube and gets stuff in PR and does buy stuff specifically to review sometimes, that can be a little bit of a weird road to navigate, but I do my best. In July of last year, I bought exactly one thing, and this was a piece of makeup I actually bought secondhand, which I don't do very often. I was looking for a deal on it because I wanted it, but I didn't want to buy it at full price, and that was the Hindash monochromance palette. It had been out for some time. I think it was more than a year old, this palette, whenever it came out, and I found a listing on eBay. Someone got it in their lucky bag on Beautylish, and I confirmed that many people got this in their lucky bag from Beautylish, and I was like, oh, I'm fairly certain that that's legit. Like, the person just didn't want it and wanted to recoup some money, and I got a pretty good deal on it. I think this retails for $75, or it used to retail for $75, and I bought it for about $50, and that included shipping. This is what it looks like on the inside, and the reasoning behind purchasing this was because I already have the Beautopsy palette and I adore it. Hindash's eyeshadow formula is one of my favorite formulas. It's really hard pressed and brushes don't pick up a ton of pigment, and I love that control. It's not that I want no pigment, and I don't think that this provides no pigment, but I do think that Hindash's formula is for a specific kind of eyeshadow user. So people who like to have a lot of control over how the shadows are going to look on their lids. People who really like color and really love high pigment aren't going to like this. That just straight up, this is not a palette for you. This is a palette for someone like me who's pretty boring for the most part when it comes to eyeshadow, but when I invite color into my eyeshadow look, this kind of thing is really helpful because I'm really able to control the way that the colorful eyeshadow is applying. Another thing is, one of my big pet peeves with like bright indie eyeshadows is often that those colors are pretty hard to blend, and normally like a pack and blend is the best way to use them. Now, that's not that I don't know how to use that technique or I can't use that technique. It's just not how I like to apply eyeshadow, and Hindash's formula allows for a blend to happen while applying the shadow to the eyes, as opposed to kind of packing and then blending later. That's just a me thing. That's just how I like to do my makeup. This really has provided me with a lot of use. In fact, it's gone on a couple trips with me, and it becomes my main thing. So kind of like Beautopsy is another thing that you can take with you for trips and stuff because there's a lot in it. I basically use this as a contour, this is a bronzer, and then these are my neutral eyeshadows, and then I have all of these colors to play with, so I can bring a couple of single shimmer shadows if I want to and throw them in a magnetic palette, and then that way I have some full eyeshadow looks as well. These can be used as blushes. I mean, these three, maybe if you're bold enough to use the blue, or you can, sort of mix, so like blue up the pink so it's a little more cool toned on the cheek. You could do a lot of stuff with this. It's actually pretty versatile, and I feel like people don't give it enough credit for that. The other thing about Hindash is I feel like what happened to the brand? I feel like nothing has come out in some time, and I'm nervous because Hindash is a brand that I kind of always have my sights on because I love the two eyeshadow palettes that I tried, and I wanted to try the liquid ones, but they were always out of stock. They were really hard to get because they were really popular, and I also wanted to try the shimmery Boy Tears eyeshadow. I really want to try it all because I'm a firm believer in what Hindash is doing and the way he like formulates stuff, so I really get it. So sometimes whenever a makeup artist releases a brand, they release makeup for other makeup artists. I do feel that's what Hindash did. I feel like Patrick Ta, for example, releases makeup for consumers because like that makeup just works differently. Some makeup artists, obviously some makeup artists use the same stuff that a lot of people use at home, but like I get where he's coming from with how this all performs. So I really, really enjoy it. And this was actually one purchase I distinctly remember making last year that like wasn't for my channel. It was like a very, very selfish purchase. I don't even think I said anything about it on the channel until it just started showing up in videos. I didn't make it like a grand thing. It's like, I bought this. It was just like, I saw it on a deal. I snagged it and I have gotten a lot of use out of it. And all the things I just described to you is like 100% how I enjoy using this eyeshadow palette. When I think about this purchase 1 year ago, do I think this purchase was worth it? Yes, because like I said, I've taken this on some journeys with me. I've done some really beautiful looks with it. So it's really proven its worth. So I'm looking forward to whatever hindash releases next. And hopefully like there is more to come from hindash's makeup brand because I'm excited about it. I don't try to play favorites with brands, really. That's not really my zhuzh. That's not what I'm really trying to do. But hindash is a brand I always have my eyes peeled for. I really want to see what he's doing, what he's about. And like, I mean, if you've seen his work, you know he's like incredibly talented. I also think I just love when makeup artists release their brand because it's like, this is what you think makeup should be. And that's really telling. Like someone who releases makeup that I don't really understand, like Makeup by Mario, I've liked some things they've tried from Makeup by Mario and I have like really disliked other things. Okay, so we don't do our makeup the same. I think another good makeup artist who has a brand is Danessa Meyer, because it's like her makeup is very specific and it's like what she wants to do with makeup and it's not exactly vibes with the way that I like to do makeup. And that's what's great. There's like some options for all of us. That ends up the video. It's a short one. It's a week of relatively short videos, so I hope that that's okay with you. I feel like maybe it's a nice reprieve from all of the long decluttering that I was doing last week. So I hope you enjoy this. But if you are new to my channel and you're not yet subscribed, I would love to have you subscribe. Basically, what I said at the top, kind of like the ethos of the channel, what I'm trying to do here is to help you and help myself build the habit of being more discerning about what we're buying, whether it's makeup, fragrance, or fashion. That's the 3 things that I like to do on this channel. Is there anything that we have that can do what these brands are telling us that we like need to get in on at the ground floor? Probably, because very few people in the industry are reinventing the wheel. So if that sounds good to you, I'd love to have you subscribe. Make sure you like this video. I'm on Patreon and I have channel memberships and I do post additional content over there. So that's there for you. If you want to seek that out, please feel free. There's no pressure to you. Being here, liking, and commenting is perfect. There's no pressure to join Patreon or memberships. If you don't have the money or if you simply don't want to, that's totally fine. I get it. In my description box down below, I have a link to help a family in Gaza. It's a GoFundMe that I got from Operation Olive Branch. Please check that out down below. If you can't support me or don't want to support me, but you are willing to support them, I would love to see that. That would be fabulous. Remember to follow your haute and you'll find me. And I'll see you in a video very soon. Go forth, tits out. Not over dramatic. I get what I want.